yeah, I'm not a fan of that song.
I like
a fan of it.
I love the Queen of Damn soundtrack.
Yeah.
I love the soundtrack, but it's not one of my favorite Static
Except for how
songs.
Change in the House of Flies. I'm like, God damn it, that song's on there. How would you get that?
We just had this
never
conversation.
escape this song.
Yeah, we just had that conversation.
Yeah, we got to
Because
do it.
that's going to be part of the news. Deftones. They have a fucking... Dropped it.
The announcement.
Deftones dropped an announcement. They got a secret thing. Everything went black. And then they put in there where it was like 0925. And they've been talking all year about having a September album. So I'm like...
Let it happen.
And it's supposed to, and they've been saying that it's up par of White Pony.
You know what?
Oh, I hope so.
I might say fuck Marilyn Manson. I'm gonna be on some Deftones in September.
Right?
Yeah.
I wasn't too excited about some
I did not like that song by Marilyn Manson.
They loved it.
I didn't love it.
Well, he liked it.
It's an interesting.
You gotta be.
It's interesting. That's all I can say.
Pale Emperor was a good experiment, but this is going.
I just want to see what happens. I think the song is going to be better, I hope the song is better in context of the album.
Well, we see that
because there can be times where the song isn't good, but then after you hear the whole album and then it touches on this song, you're like, I do like this song
it's
better.
It's a terrible single.
As a
video,
single,
I hate the video.
Not fucking
I like the video.
The video was cool.
To me,
I didn't like it. It was just like seemed like so.
It reminded me so much.
It was so copy and paste, just like the fucking chorus. What'd you say? I didn't get that. Catch that chorus again.
Well, no, the video. I was
hoping the Shooter Jennings was gonna be more fucking.
Yeah, the thing about that
dirty country sound.
Dirty country.
The thing about the thing about that video is I was more interested in the video than the song.
Because I mean,
the song sucked.
When Marilyn Manson does a great cover of "God's Gonna Cut 'Em Down" with Tyler Bates, of all people, the last dude he was working with. But we don't get an awesome country style song with Jennings, I'm gonna be mad.
Exactly.
Because like Four Rusted Horses, another great Manson country style song, I think the dude would do great on some darker country music.
Pale Emperor, amazing, dirty, fucking bluesy New Orleans style blues.
Goddamn goth blues.
I've never been a huge Marilyn Manson fan anyway, but yeah, that song sucked. I was like, for me, I was like,
I love Marilyn Manson,
I just wanted
but I haven't loved anything he's done in like 20 years.
It sounded like he wanted to be Mechanical Animals.
I just want another dope album. Can we just get another dope?
Alright, so we're gonna start this.
Oh, it's on. Hey,
what is up, everybody? We're finally back. We're finally back.
That should stay in. That's how it started. We started.
Dave's back.
Yeah, Dave's
back again.
Yeah, you guys.
Deftones. We're talking about some Deftones. 11 Marilyn Manson. Now we're Static.
Yeah, we got a lot of stuff.
If it's new metal, Dave's here.
Yeah, we're just gonna start it off there. So you guys just heard us talking shit about some things that we've talked about before, but not with David. Tonight we're going to talk about a good handful of things, so sit tight, because right now we're talking about something we tried to get this together. Let me tell you all this little story here. We tried to get together a couple weeks ago, about almost 4 weeks ago.
It was 2.
2?
It was literally just 2 weeks, the beginning of August.
Well, no, because 2 weeks ago...
Oh, no, it was the week before, so it was like July 20th.
We couldn't make it because we found out about our grandfather.
Right.
But it was like 3 or 4 weeks ago that this happened. We were going to get together and do this, but we found out somebody who had come around here was exposed to COVID. And so I had to call everybody and be like, hey, y'all, let's wait a minute. Let's see if anybody gets sick. We're all good.
Man, we ain't scared of no damn COVID.
Yeah, I ain't afraid of no...
Cope?
Yeah, I ain't afraid of no cope.
I can't even count to 19, let alone get sick of it.
So anyway, sorry, people are dying. So anyway,
we know you come to this for the humor.
Yeah, you guys come here for the humor. You gotta laugh at people dying.
That's a cold beer.
What you got there?
What's that mango?
Your mango.
Mango wheat.
Mango wheat blue moon. So anyway, so we're finally talking about the new Static X album, which has been out a month now, and it was delayed a small handful of times. What is interesting here is the Cranberries did the same thing, the Doors did the same thing, where a main artist of a band dies, and instead of getting a new singer and writing all new material, they took existing material that wasn't necessarily finished it in respect of that artist, and released it as most of the times a final album, a last hurrah, which the Cranberries album definitely is the final Cranberries album.
Unless he's not actually dead.
This is not the
he only
final
took
static.
half an Oxycontin. Man, we used to pop those just for fun.
So
I mean, the guy died of half
Doors,
an Oxycontin in a beer.
The Doors
Poor guy.
did it after
He's hanging with Tupac and Biggie.
Morrison died. But now Static X has done it, and what's really cool is it's the original members.
And Soundgarden's
all
gonna do
got
it soon,
together,
too.
and
Except for
yeah,
Brian.
Soundgarden has said
Once
that
they get over that
there's
fucking lawsuit.
that lawsuit, I would like some
Need
final
some Chris Cornell.
recordings with Soundgarden. King Animal, I just revisited King Animal recently, and oh my god, it filled my '90s cup. And so it's cool that it's the original Static X members getting together to do this. But another thing is there's a, in quotations, secret new lead singer.
Not so secret.
Everyone's saying it's the guy from Dope. What's his name?
Edsel Dope.
Edsel Dope, yeah.
Edsel Dope.
Edsel. That's
Okay.
a terrible name.
And he got,
isn't it?
He got, well,
It's
that's
a
actually not his
horrible
actual name, though.
But that's his stage
That's
name.
his stage name,
Stage
Edsel
name.
Dope. It's like, it's kind of like Marilyn Manson. He got some
Yeah.
really white guy name, white kid name. I forgot what it was now.
Let's see, Brian
He got
Warner.
photographed with his handkerchief, his scarf down, and they caught the tattoo, and they compared it to his actual.
Yeah, but Edsel was like, no, man, that's all
They
Photoshop.
photoshopped that
Yeah.
on there.
But,
Yeah,
I highly doubt it.
They had a
Static
they had
X
a
already
list
had
of
the
people.
guitarist from
if it
Dope.
looks like
Right.
a duck,
They had. It's funny as
if
they
it
had.
fucks like a duck.
It looks like a duck. It looks like a duck. It must be a duck. But
I mean, but that's neither here nor there.
It does sound like him. When
To
you hear
me-
him, I can tell that's him.
And the funny thing with me is, here's the thing I really dig, is the fact that on stage, when they did the tour last year, dude's wearing a zombie Wayne Static mask.
That is funny. Look, he
Love it.
skinned his face.
Well,
and
no,
love
so-
it. I love it.
here's the
Love
thing.
Leather
it.
face looking motherfucker.
Here's
Oh.
the thing. I read on there actually. He didn't mean for it to look like that. But he said that the only reason why it looks like Wayne Static is because when he spikes his hair.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
if his hair is long down, it looks nothing like that.
Yeah, but that's the
was-
thing. That is the
The
Wayne
mask
Static
maker-
dude.
Yeah, the mask maker was
You
like,
know.
it's a plain white mask with obviously the X because it's supposed to read
And then the mouth cut out so he can
X.
sing. And
But the whole thing was he was like, yeah, it was never meant to be like Wayne Static kind of memorial thing. It was just supposed to be a blank
so Wayne
mask
Static
with
face
X
is
on
just
it.
plain mask look. He's
Right.
got a plain Jane face.
But
But he spiked his hair up.
Yeah, he puts
People
that
were like, holy
fucking
shit,
do
that's
up.
awesome.
I
And the guy's
dig
like,
it.
yeah, it is awesome.
Yeah, he's like, oh,
He's like,
all
I
right,
meant
man.
to do that,
Yeah.
but I didn't.
But
it just looks
I
like he
dig
skinned
that.
Wayne Static and put
Yeah,
his face
yeah.
on.
I totally
Exactly.
dig that.
Jeepers
And you know
Creepers
what?
style.
I think the real Wayne Static would appreciate that as well. He was a bit of a morbid guy. And
I mean,
another
yeah.
thing is when they released that music video earlier this year, and I don't think any band members showed up, but it was like this robot-looking skeleton with the Wayne Static hair, and that's supposed to be like a dead Wayne Static skeleton fucking singing the song. Dig the fuck out of that. Dig the shit out of
They
that.
did such a good job on this album.
Yeah.
just representing
Wow.
this man.
Oh,
Like that's
man.
a memorial. That's what you
This is
give.
a massive
To me-
tribute. This
To me,
is
it
why
sounded
you-
more like it was like more Shadow Zone because they would start to become more experimental. 'Cause I talked with David, and he agrees kind of with me that this was recorded. Wayne would start recording. This is like stuff he didn't have in Shadow
he recorded
Zone.
all this stuff during the Shadow Zone recording.
It's more electronic. It's
It's a
like
lot of
Shadow
stuff that didn't
Zone,
make it
more
to it.
electronic.
But like the first
I love
part
it.
of this album sounds exactly like Wisconsin Death Trip and Machine.
Yeah,
And then
I get massive.
everything after that is
I am a Wisconsin Death Trip dick rider, and
Shadow Zone's my
I
shit.
get
I love
massive,
Yeah, I'm a Wisconsin
massive
Death Trip all
Death
the way.
Trip vibes.
those
and
songs
when
hold up so well.
The
to
moment
this day.
I turned this album on, I was taken back to '99.
Yeah.
But again, even
I
all
was in
his
high
album-
school all over
all
again.
his
Yeah,
other albums,
I was
those first-
13
I think
again.
the first 3 or 4 albums, they all sound the same. It was just he got more electronic as he
Machine
went
was
along.
a lot comparatively. Machine was like there's like so much softer than
Machine.
Well, yeah,
It was good.
I like
but
it.
it was like it wasn't
But
as
it's no Death
hard.
Trip.
I mean, when you you had songs like Push It,
that's
the
why
exact
it's that same
self-titled album. I mean,
I'm with Stupid.
I mean, you
Machine
had so many
was
good
about the
songs.
same time he recorded Cold, though, wasn't it?
Yes,
It has
That's
Cold
why
is
Cold is a
Machine.
soft song.
Cold is their
Because
throat.
I don't
like,
know, Machine just sounds so commercial for
It really
me.
was, because
it
they got-
sounds so much like a lot of what else was happening at the time. Whereas Death Trip, it feels different and new while being part of that same umbrella, like
it's
we've
the
talked
same
about
way.
before.
Yeah,
you
liquor
know,
sweats.
Then it's like it's new metal by way of industrial, but I don't know, man. Like
I see it as
Fuck,
this.
I'll take
So
some more.
Slipknot had the same thing when it went from Iowa to
It
the
did.
Little Versus.
it did.
Right? They
Just
changed
like
their, because they got big after that.
And then
so
it started sounding like Stone
it took
Sour,
Slipknot
too.
2 albums to get extremely big, right? They went through Iowa and that
Yeah.
blew up, right? So Iowa blew up, and then they came out with that shit Minimal Versus, which I'm still a fan of, but I hate it.
It's good. It's not as good as Iowa and fucking.
But with
Self-Entitled.
Static X released their first album was a fucking like amazing fucking album, and that blew up. So they're like they got popularized, which means their second album was more produced.
I'm one of those
had more
douches
money in
that
it.
actually
Yeah,
got
well, they
into
did.
Slipknot
So it was
from
heavy,
Subliminal
yeah.
3.
So it was heavier. So Machine was heavier produced because they had more money.
It
to
did.
do
It felt so
Which is
polished.
why-
And it was also more of
It
the
felt
MTV.
like
it was
really-
that's
made
what
for
happened.
MTV.
Yeah, I mean
Same
that's
thing
what it
goes
felt
with-
like for me.
yeah.
And I liked the album, but it does not do me like Death Trip does.
Right.
But so what I'm trying to say is,
Same thing goes for
when
Deftones.
I turn this one on, the moment I turn this one on, I'm transported back.
Fuck you, liver.
I'm 13 years old. It's
I live this
1999,
fine. I like beer.
and
I'd
I'm
rather
just
get
like,
fucked up.
I'm gonna
wow,
drive home.
man. The way
I still got a six-pack.
the way this album sounds, I love how it is heavy on the electronics.
All the way up until the end.
The sequencing, the boom, ba-dum, ba-dum, ba-dum,
So I tell you, man, you get on that Shadow Zone, you'll
It's
love it.
vampire rave
Man.
music the entire way.
It touches every
Blade.
all
No,
of
it's racing
my
game music.
racing game music.
That's the reason I tell you, you need to get on that
I mean,
Shadow Zone.
it's-
You'll
I
love
don't
it.
know. I feel like I'm in a Blade rave. Like the Blade, the
Yeah,
original where he's in the rave.
You're
Like
just
that's
waiting
the
for him to
entire.
come out with the sword and just fucking
Like that's the entire
everybody's
album for
heads
me.
off in
I'm
the
like-
rave, blood shooting out of the sprinklers.
See, that's $1 million idea. The new Blade movie they're redoing,
All Static X.
Static X, baby.
All
Soundtrack.
Static X, dope. Old school Ministry.
New metal.
Like just
The new metal, the electronic,
Industrial new
electronic, industrial new
because
metal.
that's a whole separate subgenre of new metal. Like you have new metal, which is like Limp Bizkit. We're not gonna speak of that.
No,
Then
we
you
don't
have
even live.
subgenre.
That would be a shitty Blade movie.
That subgenre where there's industrial new metal, which is when you had Static X, you had part of Rammstein came around that time.
Well,
too.
Rammstein I would call more just
They're
industrial.
straight up.
I mean,
like,
but
heavy
they actually were
industrial.
stuck
They're really
into that. They got put into that new metal sound though. That first like thing. What album was that around that time frame?
I would say all the new metal kids got into Rammstein when Mutter came out.
Mutter.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah, that's
but
when it really got done.
like the industrial kids were listening to Rammstein
Right,
either was
and then,
Sucked or
You know, I never
Here's
heard of
the-
Ministry until Static X. Like I heard Static X way before I heard Ministry, and then that sounded
See,
dope.
that's what it was.
Came
New
out around the
metal
same
really
time, you know.
introduced us to more shit.
Right, but you
See,
had
I was like-
there's a
I
whole
was into
subgenre
industrial-
of industrial new metal, like Earache. I think it was another band that was called. I mean, I know a lot of them. Like I said, Static
Earache?
X. Earache.
Yeah,
I think wasn't Earache a record label?
No, Earache.
No,
There's,
there's
an
a
actual
band called
There's a
Earache.
band-
And they have a slight industrial, but that was they copied. They were more of a copycat kind of.
They were more
low-
jumping on the bandwagon of
But
that
like
industrial sound.
Adema was their first album was really
Adema
big.
did have a slight industrial
Their first
vibe.
album,
It
too.
did.
Power Man 5000 kind of had that sound to it, and like
Oh, hell
you
yeah.
know, obviously Rob Zombie was White Zombie in 2000. Rob
Why-
Zombie.
well, Rob Zombie's 2000.
Rob
Yeah, so
Zombie's
Rob
Rob
Zombie.
Zombie's
I mean,
White
that's
Zombie
all-
sort of invented the groove, or
Right.
helped invent the groove metal.
So
of
that's,
Yeah.
Baby
to
Train.
me, it's industrial new
But
metal. Like it
White
kind of belongs in the
Zombies,
same
White
sound.
Zombies, Astro Creep, definitely an industrial
Right.
album. And to me, Rob Zombie kind of stayed industrial and kind of peaks and valleys. He's not so much
He does have
industrial
some-
now.
He looks like
Nowadays,
he works in a filthy
yeah.
environment all the time, anyways.
Like White Zombie had a lot of
'Cause
of
you can't
new metal
call- you
sound.
can't
Cold
call-
Chamber, obviously.
You can't
Oh,
call
Cold
like
Chamber.
Chester.
and I really wish Cold Chamber was as popular as I swear they should be
They're
really
like-
Cold
popular.
Chamber sounds like
underrated.
and they are
Korn.
horribly
With a
underrated. They're
different
one of the
Horribly
best
underrated.
bands.
Honestly, I'm a bigger Devil
We
Driver
need to
fan.
do
like
a Cold Chamber
And the
I
Devil
need to
Driver.
listen. Devil
love
Driver.
I do gotta
I'll be down
listen
for
to Cold
that.
Chamber.
You
Devil
would think-
Driver.
They sound
Devil
more like
Driver's
Korn with a
shit.
different
They got a
singer
new
to me.
album out.
They do.
They
really?
just dropped one. Like,
Who?
Devil Driver just dropped
Yeah,
a
they
new
still
album.
been
They did
album.
that.
So
They did
good.
that country album.
They did.
They
That was
had
good. It was all
Hank
country
3 is on
covers.
there. They did
Yep.
Country Heroes. They did a cover of Hank 3's Country
It's a
Heroes
Ghost,
with
riding
with Hank 3 on there.
Riders on the Storm. Did they do
I
that?
said-
No. It was oh man, what was that song?
But I like the Hank 3
See,
version.
well, I
better,
can't
though.
wait. We need to do a whole like fucking month of new metal shit. And
We
we gotta
really
come over
do.
a lot more.
Yeah,
This
I
is
know.
our-
I'll be
this is
over
our
every
this is
week.
our month, baby.
I'm
Yeah,
like,
our month.
I would tell my wife, like, look, baby, I gotta
And
do that
I definitely want to do that
weekend.
new band.
Every weekend I gotta
wanna
be
do that new
there
band
just
we
for
just
this month, and then I won't see him again for 6 months.
That, I want to do that new thing, that new band you just showed me, that Tetrarch or whatever.
Yeah,
the fuck.
Tetrarch,
That shit
and
fucking sounds
dig
awesome.
it.
That
Such
is
a good
so
fucking
new metal. That gets my new metal boner going.
It could be like we could do like an evolution of new metal video, like how it has it evolved and devolved from
Because
different things.
no new metal went away for a long.
Oh, it
It did, but,
But
there's,
we
like,
are
a
in
lot
a
of
bit of a
bands, like,
resurgence.
Well,
what's
yeah,
that?
because a lot of the new metal bands, they've been releasing albums
Because
that have been
isn't
very
it
low
weird?
key.
Isn't it weird? We're at the
Suicide
point in
Silence had that
time.
new metal
Suicide
album.
Silence did have one.
What's that band? Something in White, Motionless in White.
Motionless
They
in
are
White.
very new metal nowadays.
It's weird that we are in a time where people are nostalgic for new metal. When
Because our generation is the one that's
And
now getting
everyone
old.
fucking
We're the new metal
disses on that
generation.
shit.
we are,
This was our generation. Like I said, I've been listening to a lot of fucking
Yeah, but then there are people in our
Silverchair.
generation that hate that
Oh
stuff.
man,
Love
I
Silverchair.
love Anthem Anthem 2000. That's a fucking great fucking
You know
song.
what's so funny
it
is
just sounds weird. I'm blaring
a
my track.
lot
Like,
of that-
We'll make it up to you in year 2000.
a lot of that,
2020.
a lot of
Real
that
awesome.
Silverchair kind of sounds like Marilyn Manson to me.
It does.
Like
Freak
the
Show is
2000
Freak
man.
Show is the
favorite.
best
That was
one.
the first.
Freak Show is awesome.
That is straight up
Frog
grunge
Stomp.
metal.
That's grunge new metal.
Frog Stomp has great mid 90s.
Tomorrow.
Yeah, I like Tomorrow. That's about Israel's
But-
Frog Stomp
but
is a Nirvana
Freak Show-
ripoff.
It is.
Straight up, I'm gonna say
It's
that.
that grunge kind of
Freak
one of
Show.
Freak Show is heavy.
Freak
It was-
Show
it was
is
ahead.
them coming into their own
Well,
sound.
the thing is, it's ahead of their time because
I
when
love
that
Freak
album
Show.
came out, there was nothing other than Korn maybe around that time. Slipknot wasn't around because I think it came
Yeah,
out
Slipknot
like
came out-
97.
yeah, Slipknot
It
came
was
out
so
later,
ahead.
yeah.
It was heavy. It didn't sound anything like it. It had
Oh,
that
yeah.
grunge feel to it, but yet it was a new
It was
sound.
weird though. Silverchair kind of went down in their
Oh no,
fucking.
they're fucking
Well, I mean, they're
horrible
better now.
after that album.
Like, that's out.
They're drugs.
Well, Neon Ballroom.
And
Well,
the-
no, not drugs. That guy's had a lot of health problems since
Did he?
Neon Ballroom,
did.
I heard
anorexia,
something about drugs though.
and
like,
then
really
they
big.
did the album after that where
Yeah. Anthem
he
2000
started
was their,
having
like,
arthritis
POD
so
kinda sound.
bad
I like songs,
he could
but
only
the rest
play
of the album
guitar
sucks.
for barely a couple of minutes without his
Their
ass
first
so
album was
sad.
their best
It
album.
is incredibly
Freak Show was
sad.
such a good. Like
It
I
was.
love. Like that was
Well,
one
it's
of
like
the
Stain.
first heavy albums.
Stain's fucking first album.
They are. Mud Shovel.
Mud
I like.
Shovel was a great album. Then it's like, what the hell happened?
Well, okay. There's
They
a
pulled,
few,
it's the Silverchair thing.
there's-
First Silverchair's
okay,
first album,
after
amazing.
whatever
and it went
album-
downhill quick.
the gray album, whatever.
Yeah.
Break the
After
cycle.
that-
Break the cycle.
They did one album right after that, or one or two albums after that was actually pretty decent. It reminded me a lot of Mud Shovel.
I
can't remember what album it was.
I'm just not I can't do them.
But they kind of went with like
And
Cedar
even
and all
that
them
first
other guys.
album,
They kind of was going with what was trying to be popular at the time.
Now they're
Nickelback,
actually
Puddle
yeah,
Puddle
there's
of
talk
Mud.
of Stain coming out with another album soon, like next year.
Well,
Which
well,
is
you never
all
know.
right, well, think about
Well,
this
at
way,
least
though.
he'll have his shit plugged into an amp, so he doesn't have to cuss out his fans
Well,
for
you're right.
bitching that they can't hear.
Here's the thing, though. So I think it's because he's bored with the country stuff. Like he's just like, and
his
so
country
he started
stuff
doing.
is garbage.
It
really
was.
is.
His country stuff
It
is
was-
up there
it
with
was so
Darius
bad.
Rucker,
Well, the thing
where
is,
it's like, you know what? I can get into some hootie.
It's like Disturbed when he finally like, you know what?
But you had a
I
chance to do
so
something
good.
interesting
changed
with
it, like,
country
no, I hate
music.
the way it
started,
sounds.
like their last
And
two
you
albums
did
have been like, what?
Darius Rucker
fan.
decided to be every other Dierks Bentley.
Right.
When you could have changed country music. No,
Yeah.
but you didn't.
Yeah,
Same thing
so-
with Aaron Lewis.
But I
like,
think he's bored with it.
I am
with
just
it.
annoyed that he went for the fucking "don't tread on me" fucking redneck country. I'm
Yeah, because
so annoyed
Mud
by
Shovel
that.
was so good. It had that really.
But he knew his
Good,
demographic.
it was not
I
bad.
knew they were going to
Well, so
spend the
I think
money
that
on
they've been
it.
gone for so long that I think their next album is going to be like almost as good as Mud Shovel. Like I'm going to call it.
Let's
You're
hope
gonna
so.
call it?
I'm going to call it.
Yeah,
I'm
it's
thinking
calling it
it's
right
good.
here,
I think
folks.
it's coming close.
A lot. Well, you notice a
It's
lot
gonna
of
be very
bands
close
have
to
done
what
that
much so.
lately. We've had a lot of bands saying, you know what?
A lot of good
Let's go back
comebacks.
to when people really liked us. Let's try that again. Because
Corn.
Corn did
Their
it.
last album was fucking like all 1990s.
Static X.
Static X. All
It took the guy
fucking-
dying. But 'cause before that last good album was Shadow Zone. After
Slipknot's
that,
getting a lot better from their stuff. I mean, they kind of like, you know,
Yeah.
they're you know,
his
the
thing
little
was,
verses and
it sounded more like Stone Sour
All
for a
Hope Is
while.
Gone kind of flew down,
But
and
the
then when
la-
they came
oh.
out with the Gray Chapter, and then
Great.
the new
I
album,
love that album.
You know, it was fucking wank, whatever. You know,
There has been a lot of comebacks.
You know,
in
those who
October.
had a lot of
like those for me are like.
Why
me
is
going
Marilyn
like this.
Manson trying to?
Oh, Marilyn Manson's gonna fail.
Marilyn Manson's
That
going to
album's
do
gonna suck
something
so
slightly
much.
different.
But that's
every
Marilyn
time.
Manson. That's Marilyn Manson.
Yeah,
that's him.
I will tell you
He's
what,
the Lady
you listen to that album,
Gaga,
you're like,
and Lady
this is
Gaga's the
garbage.
Marilyn Manson.
I hope not.
After
I am
hearing that
hyped.
shit, it's
I
gonna be
am
garbage.
hyped.
We're gonna get
I
to Static
just
X
wanted to
soon.
hear-
We promise you. This
Yeah, we promise you guys. we just hope you like
Dave's
the
here and he
conversation.
he gets everyone off topic.
No, we're off topic no matter what.
Oh yeah, no matter what.
We're staying on the new metal topic, so that's good.
Here you go, we're in the ballpark.
Totally makes sense. We're in the ballpark. But I am hyped for that Manson album.
I would love to see a Limp Bizkit
Just
album
because-
come out. Go back to the good old days, Limp Bizkit.
I
I love
want to hear
Chocolate
some
Starfish.
Three, y'all.
Right, I don't care what
I
you
love
say.
it. I love it.
I keep rolling with that album. I don't
You
care.
know what though? Gold Cobra. I'm not gonna lie. Gold Cobra.
I like Gold
It's got some
Cobra.
bangers, and it
I don't-
sounds good when you got
I don't
fucking
give
two
a fuck what
12s.
people- I haven't
That
even-
shit, it bounces.
What
it bumps.
album was after Chocolate Starfish? You know, I was
Results may vary.
Results may vary.
Right.
Garbage. Everything after Chocolate Starfish
Now-
until Gold Cobra.
Chocolate
Wasn't that
Starfish has some songs alike. To me, my favorite biscuit
most popular
is
songs
$3 Bill and what's the one after that? Significant Other.
Significant Other.
Those two I really like.
That's where you get your nookie.
Yeah.
Everyone loves the fucking nookie.
Right, everyone
But-
loves
But then you had Wu-Tang
Chocolate
Clan.
Starfish.
Lots of Wu-Tang Clan on Significant Other.
Yeah,
Really
Red
good.
Man and
Red
Method
Man,
Man
Method
being on
Man, all
there.
that shit. It sounds good.
But then, I mean, Chocolate Starfish was so...
But maybe it is over for him.
obnoxious.
He's been in a goddamn car commercial.
I love that.
I love that
You
commercial.
gotta love the time that people are nostalgic for Limp Bizkit.
People our age know that joke. They're like, yeah, I'd buy that car. Give me that car. It just
Right.
plays fucking nookie all the
I
time.
I mean, oh my god.
Shit
But
car.
yeah, Results May Vary is garbage. I mean, you don't even have Wes Borland, the my main guy in the group. But I mean, so let's get back
All right.
to Static X. This album.
Rewind.
Like I was saying, it takes me
More
back
booze.
to when I was first hearing this kind of stuff. That new metal, if you will. Because this was at a point in my life when I was... The only music at this point in my life, when I was 13, that I was into heavily was what my parents was getting me into. Primus, Guar, the grunge bands, and then whatever Zach and I thought was cool on MTV, like, that got us into, like, Oasis. Well, I wasn't even into ICP at this point.
Your brother was.
We were all stuck listening
We
to
didn't
Rock
start
103
it was about
played
a
and
year
our parents
later
listened to it.
ICP
Okay.
started getting a hold of us. But, Eels, Butthole Surfers,
I love
certain
the Eels.
things.
Some good.
Certain
Some
things.
good stuff right there.
And, some of the stuff that we just grew up on, Sublime. But this was the first time that we started really paying attention. And it was the first time we were around friends our age who was getting into music too, who were sort of influencing our tastes as well. And so it's at this point, it's not just our parents, it's not just me and Zach. So this was when a lot of our friends was into Korn, and so we started checking out Korn. This is when our friends were getting into Godsmack, so we started checking out Godsmack and Static X. I'll never forget hearing Static X. I remember thinking that was up there with the uniqueness of System of a Down, because they were on MTV right.
They're one of the forefathers of new metal.
Push It and what was that goddamn Sugar from System of a Down. Those were two of the most.
Yeah, that's the song.
But but those were two, to me, those and adding in Orgy's cover of Blue Monday and adding in tonight's, what is it? The
Lynx came out around that time.
what's the Tonight Stars Revolt? What was that first song? What is it really? What's going on?
Power Man 5000.
System for total control. Are you going with
didn't
me?
Lynx come out around the same time too?
Mudvayne? Yeah.
No, Lynx is about 2 years later.
It comes out a little bit later.
It was around the same time.
Lynx is you're talking about Rammstein, right?
No.
Lynx is 2 years later. This is 99 at this point.
Okay.
99.
These
You
are
got
songs
your Mudvayne
that
too.
were.
Don't forget Mudvayne up there.
Well, we still gotta wait one more year for
No,
Mudvayne.
Dig didn't come out until 2001.
Yeah, but still, that's when they really. That's when the music.
No,
was
this is
to me. That's when it started
This is
getting really good,
98, 99 time right
Yeah,
here,
so
and those
Dig
were
didn't
the
come out for
4
a while,
bands that I was the most interested in. That was being played on MTV next to Marilyn Manson.
I'm an original Mudvayne fan, so shut your
I am only a fan of LD50.
Their second album was really good.
I am
Their
not
third album
into
was
any
trash.
other
Mudvayne.
Mudvayne.
The only reason I watched the movie Ghost Ship was because they played Mudvayne in it.
Like, look, I tell you what. So their first 2 albums was great, right?
I love this.
What is it? The second album was like World of something or something like that. Their third album was garbage, and then Happy came out, and I was like, I'm done. I was done with Mudvayne. Once I heard Happy Now, I was like, oh no, you sold out. I'm out. I'm done. That's when his Hell Yeah bullshit started.
Oh, Hell Yeah sucks. You know what? I had a lot of interest. I had a lot of interest in Hell Yeah when they first came out. When they did Alcohol and Ass, I was like, this right here, they're onto something.
It was Ghost Ship.
This
Ghost Ship
southern
did
rock, this southern rock, fucking country metal
It was
thing.
a Pantera knockoff.
Pretty much.
It was Walmart brand.
But Alcohol and Ass, I was like, you guys are onto something. And when I found out that they weren't a country metal southern rock band, I was pissed off.
Yeah, they went more towards Five Finger Death Punch than they did anything.
I was
like, all right, Pantera, and then it was like, wait, that's Five Finger.
I was like, Alcohol and Ass, this right here, this could be a new sound.
They got so popular
southern
because of the movie
rock,
Ghost Ship.
country metal stuff.
Because Ghost Ship, they were featured in the movie.
So
That's what got
1999 Static X. Let's get back.
So anyway, back like I was saying, like those were the 4 for me that was really interesting to me because I was already a fan of industrial style stuff at this time. But this was a new sound as far as industrial went. It was that new metal with industrial elements. And, you know, and I hate to say it, I mean, fucking, to me, I think the band out of all 4 of them with the best track record would be System of a Down. I wish they all had a flawless discography. Like
the worst
System
part
of a
is
Down.
that the lead singer was the one who didn't like the last 2 albums because they weren't his songs.
But I mean, when you like Orgy, for instance, I love Candy Ass. I dig
Static Age.
What's the one with Dreams in Digital?
Static Age?
No,
it's not
Static Age is
it's,
after that. Punk Static Paranoia or whatever.
Something like that.
That's that was their final full album.
And then the last album he did was his really fucking fat beats one.
Yeah,
which
the real
sounds good.
beats. I like it.
It sounds good
I
in my
like
fucking
it.
truck. It sounds really good.
But damn it, what was the Vapor Transmission?
Yeah, Vapor
It's alright, I like it okay, but none of them to me touch like Candy Ass.
Candy Ass, yeah, that's your quintessential gothy
And
fucking...
same thing with Power Man 5000, like to me none of their albums touched me like Tonight the Stars Revolt.
Although V for Vampire was, I like that album.
Yeah, like I dig the
I didn't like their
afterward.
punk, the album after, their punk album, I didn't like it that much. It wasn't that good.
I dig them okay, but
I love Tonight the Stars Revolt because one, that's Rob Zombie's influence because that's his brother.
Yeah,
They're
it
brothers.
feels like Rob Zombie by way of sci-fi as opposed to horror
Spider
and
1,
exploitation.
Yeah, it's like Rob Zombie through Spider 1. And then V for Vampire, I loved it.
And then
really
who's
good
the other
album.
one? I said, well, that was them. And Static X, you know, when Cold came out on Machine, I was not digging it all that much.
I like
But
it. I don't know.
I love Static X, and I love Wayne Static. Pig Hammer, fucking A, I love Pig Hammer. And I was real sad when the man died. And then, like a year later, his wife died, isn't it?
I'm sorry, I still think, I question his death. How do you take half a fucking Oxycontin and drink a little alcohol and die? I've done that. I've taken a whole fucking...
That man had heart. That man probably had like issues.
There's a whole thing about like with him, Chris Cornell, like a lot of these people.
Oh yeah, I thought we're going to expose the pedophile ring.
The pedophile ring. there is a lot of shit because
We're to Pizzagate, people. Hashtag it.
I mean, like I said, his guitarist, he can't. Wayne Static did not stand. He did not stand up for that shit at all. He fired his ass.
Yeah, when that was
15 years ago.
That guitarist, and you know what annoys me is there's an interview with that guitarist after he got out of prison or whatever. I can't remember.
Second time he got out of prison.
And he's talking about, it was just something I did, and I'm trying to get over
The
it.
guy from Blood on the Dance Floor.
And I'm just
he just oh, it's no big deal. Oh, I didn't hurt nobody kind of bullshit.
Yeah, but he's never been in trouble yet.
Well,
which blows my fucking mind.
They fucking couldn't prove this shit. That's the problem.
Blows my fucking mind.
Because we like that shit when you're like, oh, this shit's great, until we thought about we can't listen to this now.
There's never a Blood on the Dance Floor fan.
The thing is, I could their style of
There's a couple
music
songs
I could get into.
Had that kind of gothy, music sound.
just some scene kid bullshit. I was like,
that for a little
this
bit.
is kind of cool. But when I found out about all these accusations, I was like, I can't say.
And it wasn't even like he didn't even come out and deny it. He was like, they're lying. Whatever. I didn't.
But
like
it's
you couldn't
weird,
catch me, kind of bullshit.
I hate to have this double standard, but I mean, I'm not listening to Blood on the Dance Floor, but I'll listen to Marilyn Manson featuring Twiggy Ramirez. So I mean. But I'm not listening for Twiggy, I'm listening for Manson. I'm mostly listening for Daisy Berkowitz, but, that's 2 albums.
Oh, shit.
What did you do?
Chair.
Chair popped.
Did it?
Yeah, it was a chair, I can tell.
I broke your chair.
Did you really?
I don't know, baby. I ain't leaning back again, though.
I think I fucking had 10 shots of these guys
You
screwing
might
shit
have
up.
said the Goodwill, sorry.
Yeah, I did. It was like $12 at Goodwill.
You might have to spend another 12. I'm sorry.
Oh hell no! We'll get some wood. We'll fix that shit in a heartbeat.
Okay, you fix it.
So anyway, this album I dug the shit out of.
Break it.
It starts off. There is a lot of references to Wisconsin Death Trip on here. The first fucking intro track, Regeneration, which is cool. It has this kind of we can rebuild him, we can make him stronger kind of feel. This $6 Million Man feel.
That's the point. Yeah.
But then you get that sample from I'm with Stupid. That what so stupid. You get that thrown in there. I don't know what movie. I don't know what that sample came from. Movie, show, whatever. But it's a sample of something, and it's on here. And then it goes into Hollow. Really cool track. And I mentioned this earlier. I never noticed how much Wayne Static sounded like Jonathan Davis until Queen of the Damned soundtrack and the song that Wayne Static does as Wayne Static. I always thought was Jonathan Davis when I was a kid until I found out otherwise, and I was like, "Oh, this guy does sound very similar to Jonathan Davis." And you get that a lot on here. You do get a lot of the Jonathan Davis style Wayne Static singing, but a lot of it is another reference is a Wayne Staticism. The I want it, I need it, I want it, I need it, or you need it, you got it, you need it, you got it. It's a thing. Some artists have go-to lines.
Yeah, you want it.
Yeah, exactly. Some meaningless. Yeah, meaningless. Some artists have fucking certain things that they do, and that shit is on here. And that's another reason I like this. Is this album it harkens back to the shit I like. This is a nostalgia bomb all the way.
Right. If you're a Static X fan at all, you're just like,
We're dying
It's like, oh look, yeah, it's Wisconsin Death Trip. Oh,
It's
Shadow
really
Zone.
cool.
It's their old stuff. It sounds just like him.
There
Because
is
it is him. He recorded it before he died.
There is not a single
Smart
song
man.
on here I dislike, but I'm with David on here. To me, the weakest song is Dead Souls at the end, which is upsetting because I'm a major Ministry and Al Jorgensen fan, and Al Jorgensen is on here, and it's like, damn it, you could have had a better song than this, Al.
The whole album is a headbanger, and then
it ends with this slow thing. And what's so crazy is it doesn't necessarily sound like a Static X song. It reminds me more of slower era Ministry stuff. Like take things take some of the weakest stuff
It did not sound like a Static X.
It's not.
His
Filthy
slow
Pig,
stuff sounds much better than that.
Animositium or whatever that was. The slower stuff from that. The slower stuff from Dark Side of the Spoon. Some of the weaker stuff off of those albums. That's what Dead Souls kind of reminds me of, and I'm like, oh, damn it, Al!
It was such, like I was telling Travis earlier, it was like one of those songs where it would have been such a better way to end it as a instrumental.
It would have been
no
better
vocals
instrumental.
whatsoever. I think I would have had more appreciation because you had this whole hyped up album.
It
and then
is
you kind of
it
ended
is
out as a
banger
breather.
all the way through.
Right, all the way through, like from what is it, 11 or 12 songs?
12 tracks
So
altogether.
12 tracks. That 12th track should have been just an instrumental to where it's like you were so hyped up, and then now you have this breather. But then,
And the breather should have been middle
Well,
of
right.
the road.
But you
not
gotta
at
remember,
the end.
that's one reason I said, like, it's called Volume 1, so it's probably gonna be like the Mesmerized, Hypnotized.
Yeah,
Where
maybe
you got
this is
the breather was in
breather
between because
before the
they had
next
Soldier Side
Soldier
intro
Side,
and Soldier
there
Side
you go.
outro.
Feel you. Woof!
System it down for the win, baby.
But still,
answers all your questions.
The fact is, I think Al Jorgensen hurt that.
Yeah,
song
it did.
more than he helped it.
The
Yeah,
Static
that's
X
the
is a
same
band
thing,
that
dude.
you pretty much need. They're
It's
headbanging all the way
It should
through.
have just been like
I
like
even
a,
love Ministry as a synth pop band on
an
with
intermission.
Symphony.
That's what it should have been like. It should have been like just the song
And it could have
without
been-
the vocals, because it could have been like an intermission. So that way, when you hit that second part two,
Because Al Jorgensen is such
They
a
could
genius,
have
man.
like instrumental, and
And
the first
it's
one
sad that it's
starts
like,
off
oh.
instrumental and goes back in the lyrics, and then it hits
You
you
got
hard.
this. To me, and when I read the track listing before the album was released, and I saw that Al Jorgensen was a part of a song, I was like, this is amazing. You've got a fucking grandfather of the industrial style. Like one of the OGs of fucking industrial music, man. Getting on with one of the fucking next generation industrial guys. I was like, how fucking cool is this, you know? And man, for it to be such an underwhelming track, I was
really
so
was. It's
upset.
the worst track on the album.
I mean,
Not saying it's horrible.
It's
you know,
just the weakest track.
It's the weakest track on the album, but everything
But
else.
it hurts me more because it's Al Jorgensen who is he is industrial royalty. He's up there with fucking Skinny Puppy and Thrill Kill Cult and KMFDM as far as like the OGs of this genre. And even 9 Inch Nails, fucking Trent Reznor, like they are the
So it makes
fucking
you wonder
G's,
who
dude.
actually wrote that song.
Meat Beat
Oh,
Manifesto, man. There are the fucking.
It was Al Jorgensen wrote the lyrics
Like, was
for
he?
that whole
He was
song.
like trying to be a
I
slow,
don't know
Static
what
X
he was
song.
doing, man,
It
but
was
it's like
bad.
what annoys me is Al Jorgensen. Everything Al Jorgensen has ever done, I'm into. Fucking Surgical Meth Machine, Buck Satan, and the 666 Shooters. I'm all into it, man. But I'm like, what are you doing here, man? Come on, Al, fuck.
Worth Dying For is the second song, or well, technically the second song, but it's the third song on the third track, and that's one of my favorites on there. I think that has some of the best groove throughout, like the entire.
I think the whole album's got some groove.
It's got
though.
some groove, but I think like just
One
that
of your
chorus
favorite
though,
grooves.
it's one of my favorite grooves. Like it's one of those things where you have that good drum where he's using the hi hat very well, and it kind of flows, and you're just kind of like yeah, and then lyrically it flowed very well with it, and I enjoyed.
You know, Terminator Oscillator I like a lot, but that's one of those songs I like to make fun of the lyrical flow because all he's doing is taking words that Terminator Oscillator, anything that ends with an
Yeah.
you're rhyming. Terminator Oscillator,
That's just sound.
and it's like it's just so funny to me. Terminator Oscillator. Desecrator,
What's I'm saying?
vibrator.
That's why he does a shitload of on Shadow
You know
Zone.
what it sounds like? It sounds like a football hike. Like he's like he's like T1, T2, T4, hike, and then like a breakdown. Like like that's what it sounds like. Like and he does a lot of songs like that though. Like that's not the first song he's done.
But I'm not talking about like his style of singing. I'm just talking about the way the song is with the words that are rhymed. Like take for instance another one that we like to make fun of the lyrical flow is that one Metallica song off of Saint Anger with the "This is the hand that makes all the
entire
stuff.
album.
This is the finger that goes up the nose. This is the hand that jacks off the dick." You know, like
Yeah.
this is the
It's
this is the boot that goes on the
shitty
foot.
1 rap shit.
I listened to that album one time.
It's the same beat.
When did it come out? When did that shitty album come out?
Wow, 2002.
Yeah, I've heard it once and I never went
2000
back.
suck my dick. That shit sucked
I
horrible.
refuse. I'm not a huge Metallica fan for one. So I
That's
love
why
metal.
I
and
love
all
the
you
meme.
people who are like Metallica rocks, like they suck.
Was it Zach or you that posted that meme? He said he'd go back in time and go like, "Hey, switch
Oh,
seats
yeah,
to fucking
switch
Lars."
seats with
Yeah, that
Lars.
was Zach.
Love
Yes,
Yeah.
that's
Love
what
it.
we need.
I just
Metallica would
don't
be
like
so much better if that
anything.
happened.
I don't like anything after the Black Album, to be honest. Like, I mean, Death Magnetic was okay.
You gotta
to
listen
me.
to Lulu, my
The
friend.
newest album was like
You gotta
the
listen
last
to
time was
Lulu.
good up until
Death
they
Magnetic.
overplayed it.
I
It's
liked it and I
good.
hated it
Right, it was
because
a love-hate
whoever
relationship.
fucking whoever did the fucking sound on that shit doesn't know. They're fucking like they just like, hey, let's just go like this on the board. Huh, put the
Yeah.
volume all the way
last-
up.
I mean, their
Like,
newest
what the
album,
fuck?
like Metallica's last album. I
All
actually
the lights
bought-
turn red.
Turn it to
Get the
11.
fuck out.
Put it on 11.
I actually bought the last album because it sounded
Hardwired.
closest to Black.
Hardwired was alright.
It was okay.
It was the closest thing to Black to the Injustice for All.
I think the
kind of
fact that
style.
Kurt Hammett doesn't really have any musical contributions
Right.
hurts it.
But
Yeah.
everything after Injustice for All, I'm just like, yeah, they suck. I don't know why everyone likes them because they were the original man. I was like, well, Black Sabbath technically beats them out, but you know, hey, whatever. They're the most popular metal band in the '80s.
I mean, I loved Load. That was the
I
first one I
like
got
Load.
to. Load was good.
the first time I heard
That was the first album
motherfuckers.
for me. Was Load. And I liked it.
Blackened was Injustice for All was my first album I ever heard by him, and then I went back to Ride the
That's it.
Lightning.
Y'all is
I
awesome.
pissed off a lot of
I love
Metallica
both
fans.
those
I don't like
albums.
Kill 'Em All.
I am not a
No,
Kill 'Em
I don't
All
like
fan.
it. It's too goddamn raw.
I'm
and
not a
it sounds
Slayer
like shit.
fan. I'm not a Slayer fan.
Ride
that
the
sounds
Lightning
a lot
is.
like Slayer.
You are not a Slayer fan?
I'm not.
I fucking
I
love,
like songs.
out of all those
I like some
bands,
Slayer,
out of
Slayer. I'm not a
all
big Slayer
the
fan.
I'm not.
big thrash bands,
You can
can't-
tell a new metal
Slayer's
guy.
shit.
We're not a big Slayer
I'm
fans.
not a big thrash metal
Slayer's,
fan. Like,
I'm not
I like-
either, but
I
as
like
far as
Bleed-
those
I like
guys
Raining
go,
Blood.
Everyone's like Raining Blood. That's
Raining
what-
Blood! I like World Destroyer.
Words Out from Heaven is a phenomenal album.
It's the dude's voice. I just feel like,
Fucking-
yeah, me, no, everything I scream is action.
Pantera.
What I'm gonna do is go over there in that corner and yell it out. What I'm gonna do is not. And that's what
Yeah.
he sounds like every album.
is.
It's just me screaming like this, and I don't know why you over there.
That's the next Slayer album right there.
Satan! Satan!
That's why I like them, because they're more satanic than the other thrash guys.
It's lyrically, I mean, it's, yeah, whatever. He can have good lyrics, but how he sings,
I don't know, man. That.
guitarist wise, Slayer is amazing. Like, I love the guitar. Like, I love the guitar riffs for Slayer. Like, if it was just the guitar and the drums, I could probably dig that. But I mean, it's this vocals. He's like, here I go, buffing now, wife said, kill,
It kind of sounds like the Pantera.
bring blood.
That's also why I don't like Pantera that much. I'm not a big Pantera fan. I'm not a big Pantera fan. I don't like that old school metal. I mean, I'm like, ugh. The
I'm
vocals
just not a
didn't
thrash
sound.
fan to begin with.
Yeah, I've never been a big thrash fan.
But out of the big four, I'm a Slayer guy.
I mean, even I like Megadeth more than I like fucking Metallica.
Ugh, see, I
Your
am.
magic, how do you pop that?
I am not a.
It's not twist.
You got a normal lighter?
I don't.
I have a skeleton hand.
Yeah,
hanging
Metallica.
Right there.
Load was. I like Load. I even liked Reload.
Where? Oh, this.
On the yeah, right there.
Garage Inc. was a weird one for me because there were some
Oh, yeah,
songs I
I
really
can do that.
liked on Garage Inc.
That's an actual bottle opener. I can do it.
Yeah.
But I liked it when they kind of.
I know how you like.
I like
you have
how when
that
Metallica
magic-
left the thrash scene.
Yeah, I gotta have. I gotta have
High
a.
five.
I gotta have a big glider to be able to do that one. I'm gonna grab another beer.
I've never been a big thrash fan. It's just.
It's hit and miss for me. Like
If I like thrash, I'd rather just go to punk, old school pimp. Because punk is thrash, you know, what's that?
it's a fat
I've
tire.
tried it before, yeah.
Amarillo.
I've tried it before. It's pretty good.
That's very
Fire Tire's
woodsy.
pretty good.
Yeah, it is. It was like.
I like it better than Blue.
That's it. My big thing, I'm not a big drinker. I'll always, to this day, the day I die, I'll be, well, of course now, I love mushrooms.
Well, you can tell a good amber
It's-
is when it has a good aftertaste. Like you're not afraid to breathe it out.
I'd rather just get, if I'm gonna drink, I just want to get fucked up. Because I'd rather smoke pot.
I noticed.
After having tried mushrooms, I love mushrooms. That shit was great.
I had mushrooms one time, and it was like.
It was great.
What's funny
I was
is,
playing
like,
the
a lot
shit
of
on
people
it.
are like, I
I'm an
remember
amazing
everything. I
drummer.
remember everything.
I found out I'm a good drummer when I'm on mushrooms.
No, you think you're a good drummer.
No, actually, I was actually good.
No, it's a
Was
thought.
I good, Travis?
It was pretty good.
That was pretty
Oh,
fucking
okay.
good.
We jammed out. It was fun.
I spent like hours. I'm like, oh my god, this. And I walked in. I'm like, Stas, you feel anything yet? And it was like, boom. I'm like, whoa.
Yeah, when I was like, I think right before I met Travis, right? This is literally like a week before I met Travis, right? I did shrooms for the only time I've ever done them with Brandon, Neil. You remember Brandon? Well, I didn't even do it with Brandon. Wasn't there, but he introduced me to these guys, and we did Kool-Aid, and I tripped balls at their house, and I haven't talked to him since then. Like that was the only time I ever hung out with the guys, and it was some dude who lived up in Maine. I think he moved back to Maine. This other guy who his nickname was Snow, and he had a goth stripper for a girlfriend, and so this whole time they were fine. They stayed in the bedroom or doing their thing as a boyfriend girlfriend. And then he came out crying and sat in the corner because they had a fight. And he's like, I'm gonna lose her. I mean, he was all gothed out too. Like he had like long black hair, black fingernails, black lipstick, everything. And I'm just like, you'll be alright, man. And by the way, this is like I'm 18 years old, so I'm like, God, dude, you're ruining my high.
What was her name? I know her. And I know why he came out crying.
Oh, you know you know who I'm talking about?
I know why.
I'm sure you would. You would probably know these people.
Oh,
Like,
trust me, that girl been around the block with all of us, all the goth guys. Me, Granny,
I don't know. She was a
Randy.
stripper up in Atlanta. That's what I remember. But
I remember Snow.
you remember Snow?
I remember Snow.
Oh, I remember Snow too. Informa. I like it, yeah.
Travis unfortunately didn't get the group of friends like we
But-
did,
well,
but he
funny
did get
is-
to meet Mouse and
so,
Granny,
yeah,
Brandy.
Yeah, Mouse never left our house.
So like a week later,
He
Brandon's
lived
like,
with
"Hey
us
man,
for
you
like
gotta check
6
out these.
months.
You gotta meet
That's
these guys."
story.
Like about a week, literally a week later, Brandon's like, "Hey man, you gotta come over and meet these guys, friends of mine." And
Which
that's-
Brandon
Brandon
Barry.
Neil, Mouse's brother.
Yeah, Mouse's brother.
Yeah, and he's
Mouse's
like, "You gotta meet these two guys, man. They're really cool." And
Did you ever
then,
meet Brandon Barrick?
probably, I don't remember.
They're kind of cool.
I
They were
met you.
cool.
I mean, I've known you longer than
Yeah.
everyone. I think there is not one friend that
You
I still
should
hang out
have,
with
because
like I've known.
We used to hang out with them a lot because it's me, Nick, and Russell, and a couple times.
I mean, I'm probably.
I think you met him once because that was the night me, Brandon Barrick, we got fucking
Yeah,
like
I know. I mean,
half
I've known
pound
you
of
long
weed
enough,
and we
but
smoked it.
anybody.
Because that was the night I was supposed to ship off to the Navy. We bought a half pound of weed. I'm like, you know what? I was permanently disqualified, but I was so like, they're gonna come and kick in the door, guys. They're gonna have to fucking drag my ass out.
All the places you joined.
Back to
Disaster.
Static X.
I just signed something. I was high as shit when I signed it.
I made a post earlier. I do this every time before we do a video on our Speaker Brains group.
Now,
Yeah, I've been doing this for
Yeah.
mostly this year.
it's more popular now. Yeah.
Yeah, you know, I'm actually surprised that a lot of people actually come in
Right
and
on.
say some stuff, which is really
Good beer.
cool. Because we're not, you know, we're nobody, but it's cool that you guys want to
I
join
like to
in.
believe I'm somebody.
It's cool.
I mean, it's
We
like
all-
to get fucked up and do shit in front of camera.
Yeah.
White
A couple
guy.
years ago, we'd probably be hitting each other. Like, hey, this will be fun. Let's do this jackass shit.
But I mean, it's cool
We're
that
just
you
too old for that
guys
shit now.
want to join in on the fun as well. So I allow you guys to. I want you guys to
The
come in.
community.
The community, the Speaker Brains community. You guys, you guys are our friends.
Ooh, should we
And,
start OnlyFans? That'd be fun.
I'm not getting naked. No, I'm just,
Alright,
none of this.
We'll get fuck. We need to get Joey over here.
None
Hey, Joey,
of
pull your
this.
balls out.
Like, no.
Anyway,
His
so
balls
I
have been on
asked,
YouTube.
I told everybody about the videos we were making tonight. I said,
50-year-old
drop.
man signs up. Like,
I said,
give me 20 bucks.
if you have any thoughts of what we're talking about tonight, go ahead and say it in the comments, and we'll read it off. And
Damn, I'm drinking a lot of crowd.
we have some comments for
What
this,
crown?
and some for the next videos we're about to do. But right here, a buddy. I'm always conflicted. Should I say people's full names like I do, or should I just, like for instance, a buddy Samuel Wetz? Should I say?
Too late now. You
You
said
just said the
his
full
name.
damn thing.
But the thing is I've always been saying people's full names. But should I say Samuel W? Something like that.
I think they don't care.
I don't think they give a shit.
that's what
Honestly,
I'm wondering.
if they're like, "Hey, I'm
There's
gonna
probably a
read this
whole
off.
7 people anyway.
This is gonna be you." So they would be like, motherfucker, why'd you say my whole name? What the fuck is your problem?
So our buddy
We
said
never paid for all the millions of views, so we only got like 7 views. So.
But he says,
There's
I
like 30
love.
views on every video. I've seen them.
He says, I love the new Static X album. And the rest of his comment goes to the next video we're about to do, but I'll go ahead and read that when we get to it. David comes in and says, I'll actually be there. Woo! I'm back, baby.
I'm back.
That was past.
And
David.
wow, the rest of the comments are actually for the next video.
Yeah, because no one gives a shit. Because they're all like, yeah, it was good, but I didn't listen.
Yeah, but now everybody's all about, oh man, we got to do this next thing.
You should do the finish out the song by song kind of thing, or.
But yeah, where are we?
Worth Dying For was like I said, we were getting to talk to that.
So we talked about Terminator, Oscillator.
That one had, and then and what's the next one?
All These Years.
All These Years was really that's generic Static X all the way.
That's it. I'm not talking a lot about
All
it
I
because
need
I
is
didn't
a
find
cool
out about this
fucking
album.
sequencer,
Right.
some sweet
I mean,
rave
that
beats, and
didn't-
some killer guitar riffs, and I'm happy.
It was a good song, but it didn't really stand out like a lot. Some of them, like there were certain
Not gonna lie.
songs.
If I could have any kind of criticism for this album, but at the same time, it's something I like with this style of stuff. The album is very samey. A lot of the songs sort of bleed in together, yet when you never
so
know what
nostalgia,
track
though.
you're really on, that's my thing. This is a nostalgia bomb all the way, and I'm a big fan of
That's
this kind of stuff.
He
So
wrote
like
this shit back in the day, so I mean that's
like
why
I
it sounds
just
like that
said,
stuff because he already wrote this.
It's a
stuff.
10-year-old song.
Like I just said, I mean, who knows? Some of these songs might even be just up to the point where he died. I
Right.
don't know when they were all made, but to me, like I
I
said,
hear Shadows on a lot. in this thing.
that would be the only criticism I really have, other than the last song, "Dead Souls." But
It's gonna have the most
it's not
criticism.
necessarily a bad thing because, like I said, all I need was Static X, sweet fucking synth.
That plays off Dead World
goddamn
Shadows of.
sequencers, badass fucking rave beats, badass guitar riffs, and fucking.
Wayne Static's fucking iconic voice. He
Yeah,
has such a good
Wayne
like,
Static is like kind of like how fucking Typo Negative. He's got one of those voices that is
You know
unique.
who he is. Like
You hear his voice,
yeah.
you go, "That's Typo. That's
That's
Static X."
Which
That's
I
Wayne
wish
Static.
That's Typo Negative.
would release some unreleased stuff.
I wish
man.
somebody could step up and like, he sounds just like him. We need somebody who sounds like him. We need a Peter Still stand-in.
I don't know. I don't think that's ever gonna
There's
happen.
probably somebody out there that
You
sounds
know
like
there's-
him, but
just
There's
like-
dudes that are gonna sound like. But the thing
There's
is,
pictures of people that look like Keanu Reeves from the 1800s. He ain't a vampire. There's just a random chance he looked like that guy.
but the thing is like though Hickley and all them guys said there's no way Typo's
They
gonna
can't.
come back together. Which
Because he also wrote a lot of the fucking music, and since he's dead,
Pete Steele
unless he
was
got some
the
unrecorded
fucking
stuff.
guy. Like there is no replacing. He's one of them few. There's no replacing that.
Like
He
David
was
Bowie.
more than just the music writer. He was the presence.
I haven't heard too
He
much
was
of
Typo
the-
Negative.
Like, it was like basically the same way with. I mean, Guark had a new singer.
Yeah,
but they're
that
not
album.
the same.
Yeah, but they're not as good as they.
Not
with,
the same.
What's his with?
Like you and I were
Voters.
talking
Dave
about
Brocky.
that newest singer.
I mean, it's not the same thing without
It
Dave
feels
Brocky.
more like Lordy as
Yeah.
opposed to Guar.
Right, yeah.
Very generic. I'm a monster kind
But
of
that's the thing. That's what
songs.
happens if you replace a singer. Like Dave Brocky was one of those
They have
guys
different
that
mindsets.
He was so
Yeah,
good
the
at what
music
he
ain't
did.
gonna be the same.
And
It
like,
can sound
I think
like it,
I
but it just ain't
introduced
the
you
same.
to his solo album. Like,
You
I
did
remember
introduce me to the Dave Brocky
experience,
solo stuff.
which was a fucking amazing.
Chinese don't eat cheese.
Yeah, that shit was so
Hey,
good.
this is great.
You mean go whack food? I
That's
mean,
a
Dave
great
Brocky,
album.
like that shit was such a good album. Like I heard that, and I was like, fuck, I gotta see if Travis heard
I
this.
went into a Chinese restaurant. They don't have cheese.
Japan, Mugu
Great fucking
Japan,
album.
Mugu Japan.
That's a great album. Yeah, I really dug that.
It's such a good album. I still have it somewhere.
What was? Didn't it have some kind of song about gays?
Yeah, it did. I can't
What
remember
was it?
I do not remember.
Can't remember it. I love the gays.
I was gonna say, be careful what you say.
Gotta
I
say,
get canceled.
Yeah, it's 2020, man. They're
2020.
done.
But that's the thing. You can't write.
Karen's gonna be
a
on
lot
all
of that
again.
stuff. A lot of that stuff they wrote about. You can't do no more.
You really can't. You
A
can
lot of
get away with
weed.
a lot of
They
that
dropped
stuff.
the F bomb hard. Well, not hardcore, but they dropped the F bomb a lot, and it's not the fuck word.
I still think it's just way that South Park episode with Harley Davidson's. When Big Gay Al comes out and calls them faggots, you're like, I don't care. I'm not talking about gay people. You're just faggots. That's how I feel. We're not talking about gay people. We have nothing wrong with gay people.
Like, where did that word even come from?
It's a bundle of sticks.
It's a bundle of sticks and or cigarettes in the UK.
Cigarettes in the UK.
Because it was used to be called a bundle of sticks.
Cigarettes in the UK. Smoking
It's so bad. It's just so bad.
People have nothing better to do than be
it.
offended by for something.
My Destruction was actually one of my favorite songs on here. It's such a good, fucking heavy.
Yeah, we keep getting distracted.
That's how I'm getting back onto it. My Destruction, that I think was the next
Been
song.
a while since we've been drinking.
Yeah, Bring It Down, My Destruction. Something of my own, and Ostego Placebo.
Fucking amazing
really cool.
song right there.
That just sounds like it's like Osteoelectric from Shadow Zone. He had the weirdest names for songs.
Yeah, weird names, but I mean, there's really, you can't say too much else about the album. You need to listen to it for yourself. If
Yeah,
you're
the
Static
thing
X fan at
is,
all,
if
listen
you're
to it.
It's a good album.
I would say, because I'm not too versed on Shadow Zone, but damn it, I know my Death Trip. I would say if you're a Death Trip fan, or like Josh, a Shadow Zone fan.
No, I like Death Trip because Shadow Zone's like Death Trip with a little more electronic in it.
With a little more electronic.
That's why I say this album
so
sounds more
hard.
because it's more electronic.
This album is heavy on the
My
electronic.
Destruction was a Cannibal song. That's straight up.
It was a Cannibal Corpse.
Heavier, if you hear anything that sounds
They're
like
hard.
it's a fucking heavy
That's hard metal.
Hard heavy metal, that's all Cannibal. Cannibal was
Cannibal.
their heaviest album.
That split the fan base. People either liked it or they
I loved
absolutely
it.
hated
I'm
it.
a huge
It
fan
wasn't
of
bad.
Cannibal.
I liked it, but it just wasn't Static X to me.
Because here's the thing, the last
It was a
good
Static
album.
X
It
album
really
I
is a good
heard
album.
in full was Machine. I missed
Damn.
out on all of those, and it's sad because I consider myself a big fan, but does that make me?
No. I only
I'm
found out about Shadow Zone because
You're a pussy.
I started playing LA Underground was a
I
racing
am
game.
what I eat.
In the game LA Underground, they had Osteoelectric. I'm like, I love racing this. Who is this? It sounds like Static X. Looked it up in the game. It's Static X. They got a new album out. I fucking up like, oh shit, yeah, I had to get that album. It was because their album is.
I've never bought an album off of a video game though. I'm just like,
Well, because it has Static.
no.
That game actually had a really good
It's
soundtrack.
like buying a rock band album. No.
Because you get those songs, you get some music that makes you want to drive fucking fast.
Like Prodigy.
I don't play a lot of racing.
Prodigy.
I haven't really dug into a racing game since Need for Speed Underground 2.
Underground, man.
Underground.
Some
Second one.
motherfucking shit.
It was the last time I actually dug into
See, I never played 2. It was Underground.
I was in like 11th or 10th grade when
My last one was the last
out.
Forza
And
Horizon.
me and my buddy
got it
Travis
for
used to
free.
smoke pot and race each other, and he had so much road rage.
Road rage in the game.
He broke a controller on me. I was like, "You motherfucker!" He was like, "Fuck it!" I quit.
I won't.
kicked his ass
I ain't gonna
and
laugh
like,
about people breaking controllers.
I was the shit at
I
Underground
broke
too,
control.
man.
I broke plenty of controllers.
We bought
Call of
this
Duty.
man's old PS4.
I ain't got one of those fucking.
And we got a controller,
It's broken.
and it rattles. And when it vibrates hard because there is nothing in there holding them weights down, and it is loud. when
Call
it
of Duty,
vibrates.
baby. That shit did it. Goddamn cheaters! Oh!
How many TV screens have you broken?
Never. I've never broken a TV screen.
Just the controller.
I will throw the pill. I would gotta throw it. Throw it at bed.
I need something soft.
Yes, I will throw something
You gotta
hard.
put some pillows around Josh's
After I bought my Elite controller, I'm like, oh, this is a $150 controller. No.
Nope.
soda.
I'm a PC gamer now. I'm not gonna throw my mouse around.
Looks at Facebook Market. That's 40.
Oh, that shit's cheap.
No, like once you get to Dead Souls, though, like to me, when I first heard the first time I heard the album, I got to Dead Souls, and it's like, why? Why did you end it? Like I'm not
A lot of albums do that where
Right.
they end on a softer track.
Especially,
I don't mind
I think
it.
it's something that has to do
I don't
with
mind it
volume
either,
1 and
but
volume 2.
sometimes
But they don't. That one just did not work for me.
it just upsets me because it's Uncle fucking Al, king of industrial, and it's just underwhelming. It
really
is
was.
not him at his best. Music-wise, it just reminds me of all the Ministry.
right, and it
that
just,
the
it
Ministry
killed
fans
the,
hate.
I think to me, it killed the mood.
It kills the vibe.
It really
It
did. Like,
is-
cause you,
kills
the whole
the vibe.
album, you're like,
Yeah, the whole album
and
is
then
giving giving me everything I want.
And it wasn't even a rest. It was like, what? That is a change of.
And when
like,
it gives me somebody else that I want, it's not what I want.
It really was. It was. It's not a horrible song. If it
Not a
wasn't
bad
on
song.
the album,
Like he said, if it was an instrumental track,
it would have been a great way to go. Okay.
But to me, I think,
I
like he
accept
said, with it hurts that that it's an Al Jorgensen
Right.
track. It's like he is such a talented
And that's what
fucking
dropped,
guy.
like that's what dropped the points for me. Like I was literally, this is a 9 out of 10 album, and then I heard Dead Souls, and I was like, all right, I'll drop it down to 7.5 to 8.
Whoa!
Because it was just like that depressing. Like it was like really like I was really hyped up until then. Then Dead Souls came on. I was like, why would you end? I'm all about flow. I've told you this in multiple videos.
There's got to be a flow, man.
It killed the flow, and really badly. Like it wasn't like one of those things where it kind of like, okay, I can kind of get into it. I really just did not dig Dead Souls.
I can't do it.
And it was Al Jorgensen that kind of ruined it for me. And like I said, when I say 7.5, it's very lightly though. Like it's more 8 to 8.5, but I say 7.5 because there are certain things about that. Like I'm like, look, Al, we love you, but no, you shouldn't have been there. You should not.
Or you should have did better.
You should have been. It either should have been a really heavy song, fucking like straight up industrial. Like I would have been fine with how they introed it and then outroed it. Like I would have been perfectly fine if it was just an outro.
Yeah, just a cool sequence rate
Right, I would've
beat,
been
you know,
perfectly- like, the
a
same
couple
way-
samples.
Right, the same way that it begun, I would have been perfectly happy.
It'd have been a 10.
It would have been
the
a
album
10.
was almost a 10 for me, but Dead Souls drops it to a 9 for me.
I mean, a 9, yeah, but I mean, I'd say it's a. I'm gonna say an 8. I wouldn't say 7.5 because everything else is fucking awesome.
We don't do halvesies on here.
Yeah, it brings
I'm
back.
with David on an 8.
I would say an 8.
It's not bad. I mean, it sucked.
It's bittersweet for
it's like,
me. It is
it's like
bittersweet.
3/4 of the way there. It's like, it's almost like what I wanted it to be, but
It has,
I mean, I
to
understand.
me, out of 12 songs, it has, not counting Dead Souls, so let's say 11 songs, it has 2 songs that I'm like, yeah,
Not
whatever.
even counting the first track,
We
which
can't,
is
'cause that's just
just
the
an
Yeah,
intro.
okay.
That's just the
Out
intro
of 10
track.
songs, there's still only 2 songs that I'm like, yeah, whatever. Like, Somewhere For You, or whatever the fuck that one's called, I don't really, I'm like, yeah, whatever. And then the one, not My Destruction, but the one before that or after it, I can't remember which one. Like, I like the Stega, the ones that have the longer fucking names, I just like, yeah, whatever. Like, I'm like, whatever. They're so, like, they're just not memorable whatsoever. So I'm like, alright, moving on. That's Static X, I got it. But I mean, the songs that are memorable, like I said, My Destruction, Worth Dying For, Ostega, whatever that fucking second word is. Placebo, yeah. I mean, those 3 songs alone are fucking awesome.
Placebo.
Yeah. Placebo. Those songs alone are fucking some of my favorite songs on that album. I mean, the rest of them are fucking great though. But yeah, so I'd go with an 8. I think 8 out of 10 is a good medium.
Which Placebo is an awesome band.
Yeah.
Oh, fuck.
That's an awesome band. I remember that shit forever.
That's some good music.
A friend and
mood music.
weed's a friend indeed. A friend with weed is better. A friend with rest and all the rest. A friend that's dressed
So yeah, what do
in
you
leather.
say, a 9?
I say a 9 because it touched all my nostalgia bones, but it was going to be a 10. But with Dark Souls being as underwhelming as it is, after the whole album was a massive banger, and given the fact that Al Jorgensen is giving a underwhelming performance when the dude's old now. The dude is old, but I'm one of the few people that love Americant, this past Ministry album. I am an Al Jorgensen nut.
In other words, there's no excuse why he did such a bad
There's
job.
no excuse for it to be as
It can't be
underwhelming.
aged.
It's
It just
like,
came out with an album, so obviously he knows what he's
this
doing.
man practically invented industrial country music, and it was phenomenal.
Yeah, that was extremely weak.
Very
song.
weak, very weak and underwhelming for
Like I said,
Al
I'm
Jorgensen.
I'm going
Somebody
with
who
an 8.
is filled with aggression.
I'm going with an
Say
8 just because, like I said, it's to me it sounds a lot like music left off from Shadow Zone. You know, a lot of fucking Wisconsin Death Trip on there. It's not bad. I like it. It's just there are sometimes like I'm a big Dope fan.
Yeah.
I love fucking Dope.
Dope.
He,
Dope
he
is
didn't do
dope.
such a great job.
Dope is such a good.
It's such. I can tell
That's
when
the
he's
thing,
singing there.
I can't tell the difference.
I notice it because I hear his voice. I know his voice very well because I listen a lot of. I love Dope.
And yeah, I love Dope, but
I listened to Dope a lot more before.
You know
I
a lot
introduced.
more
I
about
brought
Dope
Dope
than
to
I-
you.
You brought
Like,
Dope to me.
yeah, I
You
mean,
did.
I'm like, hey guys, you guys know how to play round and round? I'm like, yeah, let's play this right
Yeah, I
round.
was a Dope fan up until like what was it, American Idiot or not American?
This
No,
motherfucker just say Dope of an American Idiot.
Yeah, not American. It was American something.
American.
You know what I'm talking about.
American villains.
It was all about Bush being an idiot, so that's why I said American Idiot.
Yeah,
I mean,
he's very political.
it's
in
a
lot,
very fucking
got very
political album.
but his politicalness was kind of for a while there. It was kind of neutral. He didn't aim one way or the other. He was just kind of He was more in the middle, like fuck the government on both sides. Fuck the two sides of the same stupid bird. Fuck it. But I loved it. You know, like I said, it sucked. You got the horrible version that didn't have fucking spin you right round. Just like how you get. There's some versions that say. There's some versions that didn't have "fuck the police" on there. I love his version "fuck the police."
Yeah, I think mine does have.
Yours
Fuck
does
the
have
Police.
it. Yours is edited on the cover, on the outside.
Where is Dope?
That's the Disturbed.
D-I-D-R.
Right here. Boom. This is it right here.
Does mine
Whoops, my
have
bad.
Fuck the Police?
Well, yours has "fuck the police." Shit life. Nope, wrong Dope. This is the after that one. Do you have
Oh wait, the only other one I have is the one you gave.
Blood
me.
Money? Yeah, you got that. That was our newest one, not too long ago. You don't have American Villain.
Yeah, I've only got the
Felons
first.
of Evolution.
This is the first.
You don't have
Dope.
the. This is a really good one. This one I like. This one has Spider for You. Yeah, you were definitely missing fucking Spin You Right Round.
Yeah, it's first released before it was re-released.
It's like, Daddy, when I want to grow up, I want to be a topless dancer so I can make lots of cash. I love that shit.
There's another one right there,
Oh shit.
which is the newest doll skin, which is sadly as underwhelming as all the other doll skin.
right there.
They're so much better live though. Like I saw them live, and they're so good live.
That's the thing, because
They're a live band.
You know, I
They
noticed something.
really
You
are.
don't have no Switchblade Symphony, do you?
I do not. I
They have
never
a few
checked
songs.
them out.
I like Dollhouse. That's a really good song.
Never checked them
Dollhouse.
out.
Yeah, Dollskin, like they were, like I saw them live. They
We
were so
reviewed
much better
that first
live.
album, that EP, the In Your Face, and you know what? I was optimistic. And I remember saying my favorite songs were the cover songs on there.
Right.
Then there's
Some
then
bands
their,
are better covers.
their
than they are-
first full album, the Manic Pixie Dream Girl, came out much better. They're growing into their own, dug it. But my favorite thing on there was the Alanis Morissette cover. This new one, no fucking covers, and it's just it doesn't do it for me.
It's Pixie Pop that's gone wrong.
Doesn't do it for me. There is a lot better like Riot Girl bands that are out there now. Bully, for instance. I don't know if you would call Bully a Riot Girl, but definitely reminds me more of Vertigo Solid Hole. Anyway, so that's our thoughts on a lot of things and the new Static X album. We're gonna come at you. Yeah, we're gonna come back later. We're gonna come back with you guys with, in a way, a sequel video of a video that
To the corn.
yeah, which I still
one
have to
down there.
post, which will be posted
Oh, yeah.
before this. It'll all be up this weekend, which is now. And
It'll be up tomorrow, damn it.
so we'll get with you guys in just a minute, and we'll see you in a minute.